Hello, hello, hello. So I'm just gonna put my coffee here. So today I want to talk about the choices we make in life. And it sounds like a lot of times we don't have the power over our choices. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she was saying like, oh, there's no way that I can do this by myself, or um, this is way too hard. And this is the kind of choices that I'm talking about, the choice of seeing the better side of things. And I'm not saying like, oh, this is about positivity. No, it's about training your mind to always see the best side of things, or to always see things as moving forward and not keeping you stuck. And I know that a lot of people think that when you have a conversation with someone and they have a problem, um, a lot of times you give them solutions, but they just go like, nah, this wouldn't work, or um, nah, nah, that this is not right. Because at that moment, their brain, if their brain is trained to see the situations as they are, is much harder for them to see solutions. When I talk about creativity, um, I talk about an open mind. I talk about um, creative mind, about a mind that can see that possibilities are endless. And this is what I want you to understand and to practice, and to get into a point where you just like, ooh, I know I will have a solution. I read a quote yesterday in one of my son's book that said something like, a problem is just something that I haven't found a solution yet, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. Maybe I'll find out and write down here. But it's true. A problem is just a problem because you see as a problem. If you see, I don't even like the name problem. I like challenge, because challenge is much more like, ooh, I need to go through this. Problem is like, oh, I have a problem. It's heavy. Challenge is powerful. So, how do you train your mind then to see the good side of things? I mean, I know that, of course, that a lot of situations they are bad, but if you keep focusing on the bad of the situation, it's much harder for you to move past that situation. So, how do we train our mind? So, the way I see is almost like, I always say that because it's really how my mind works on things. I see a corridor filled with doors. So let's say I have a problem. Let's say I am procrastinating. This is a little bit true. I have a lot of collections, old collections that I developed. And at the moment, they are nowhere. They are just on my iPad. They are not for licensing. They are not available for licensing. They are not on my Etsy shop. I'm not trying to pitch them to anyone. And I keep thinking, oh, I need to put this out there, but I'm procrastinating. Now, behind the procrastination, there's always something, all right? But I'm not going to talk about that now. I'm going to talk about the corridor with the doors. So, okay, so I have these collections that I want to give them a house, a home, a room to fill in. So I want to make them as products, as patterns, as whatever. And in my head, I'm just like, oh no, I would just wait. I would just create another collection. Or, oh no, they are not good enough. Or, oh no, I moved past them. Now, when I'm thinking all those things, what am I doing? I'm keeping myself exactly in the same position. There's no solution here, right? There's nothing to be solved because I have made the decision that I am stuck in this situation. So now let's move past the problem and let's get into the corridor. I look at the doors, and every single door has an option, has an opportunity for me to move forward. So let's say the first door is forget about them and start a new collection. The second door is call your agent and ask your agent to advertise them, to go and find clients for you. The other door is maybe mix them a little bit with other things, with new things, and put them out there. So, do you see what I mean? Like, I'm finding possibilities for those collections. So, instead of having a problem, I have solutions. But then we need to act on the solutions because nothing is going to change if I just keep walking up and down the corridor. I really need to pick a door, open the door, and walk through. And when I walk through, I'll have one solution there, which is not a solution, one probability, one possibility. That's the word. I will have one possibility there. And then as I move in this room, another corridor will come up with a bunch of doors again. And I'll keep moving. So when I talk about creativity again, is it's not about creating something new. It's not about inventing the wheel. No, it's about seeing like the world of possibilities. It's about training your brain to always see more than the 3D world is showing you. So I'll give you another example that is not art related, okay? So let's say that you are struggling with money. Yeah. So you keep looking at your bank account and you keep thinking, oh, there's not enough. I don't think I'll be able to pay my bills. I don't think I'll make it. How can I make more money? And you're just focusing on that, like, there's not enough, there's not enough, there's not enough. So that's you focusing on the problem. Now let's get into the corridor. Stand in front of the corridor. Imagine for me, my corridor is all white and the doors, they are different colors. I love colorful things. So you look at the corridor, you see your doors. What doors do you see? Oh, I see a door where I can budget. I see a door where I can maybe create something to sell. It could be like from cake to, I don't know, clothing on Vinted, or it could be eBay. It could be anything. You could have another door that is like buying stuff from China and selling it. So yeah, so you can find lots of different doors. You just need to decide what door are you going to go through it. What door are you going to try first? And again, if the first door doesn't work, that doesn't mean that all the others are shut. No, not at all. You still can come out, close the door, walk in the corridor again. So keep thinking every time that you find a barrier or a problem or whatever you want to call in your life, picture your corridor, picture your doors. At first, when you first start practicing, it might not be that easy to see options for the doors. You might see two doors. That's okay. You have two doors. Enjoy the doors. But if you know what I mean, like slowly you're going to start training your brain to always see more possibilities. And that will open a brand new world to you because it makes you almost like unstoppable. The way I feel is like before in life, I used to run with someone holding on my forehead. like just running, sort of like trying really hard. And now I see myself running freely, sometimes walking. But if you know what I mean, there's no resistance because I know that it doesn't matter what's going to come up in my life, I'll have my doors. And my doors always going to give me a solution, always going to give me an option to move forward. I think that's it for today. Is I think is a quick one because I was quite tense to be in front of the cameras. Um, but yeah, if you really enjoyed this episode, share with a friend that you think you would enjoy listening to this as well. And always reach out on my Instagram, which is Eileen Bound. I'll leave the details in the description below. Anyway, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.